Outback Australia, an unforgiving territory, and a land of amazing creatures, where sometimes nature needs a helping hand. These are the everyday heroes, bound by a single mission: to save wildlife, anywhere, anytime. In this episode of Outback Wildlife Rescue,
they're a very aggressive snake, very dangerous and a highly toxic venom.
Reedy corners a deadly snake, but who's chasing who?
I don't want to get that way.
Is there any hope for a kookaburra with a broken wing? And Boris the koala's last chance. Can world-first treatment help him beat cancer?
Like my child being in there.
Across Australia, there are people sharing a commitment to save wildlife. We'll meet them from the tropical Queensland coast to the Northern Territory and monsoonal Darwin and the nearby Kakadu wetlands, and on 1,500 kilometres to the red deserts of Alice Springs and beyond. At Biawa in Queensland, the Australian Wildlife Hospital has its hands full with koalas. They make up a quarter of the patients here. Many are the result of car accidents or dog attacks, but disease is a huge problem too.
They're susceptible to a lot of diseases. We see a lot of human-type diseases in them, such as leukemia and lymphoma, which of course impacts on their lives. You know, retrovirus is another big one that has the potential to wipe out the koala population Australia-wide, and that would be devastating for all of us to lose one of our Australian icons.
The thinking now is if they're human-type diseases, human treatments might help, and young Boris here is the first to give it a try.
This is Boris, and he's 6 years old, and he's got a sarcoma, which is a type of cancer that's eating into his bone.
Boris's problems don't end there. Sarcoma is a cancer of the connective tissue, and it's spreading. It's already reached his chest.
That's his tumour there.
Normally, there'd be no hope for Boris, but now maybe there is. Gail has brought him to the Brisbane Veterinary Specialist Centre for radiation therapy to try to beat his cancer.
It's the first time a koala's ever had radiation therapy, so it's quite exciting. We're hoping it works because Boris might open the door to save a lot more lives, which would be great. Hey, Boris. Hey, sweetie. A little bit of a needle again? I know. I'm sorry. Bite the towel. Don't bite me. Oh, I'm sorry. Did that hurt? Hey, I'll give you a little sting. Hey. I'm giving him Alfaxan, which is an anaesthetic, so it'll take about 5 minutes and then he'll go to sleep, so it's a much kinder way for him. He won't know anything about it. He'll be asleep for the whole process, which won't stress him out. Come on, Boris.
Boris is asleep and ready for his therapy. He doesn't know how special this treatment is.
Ready to go, hey?
But just maybe it will save his life. In the Northern Territory outback town of Katherine, Reedy's on the road again. He's the local wildlife rescue guy.
We've just had a snake call from a lady that lives just north of town. So we're on our way there now. She thinks it's a brown snake. She only caught a really quick glimpse of it, but it's important we get there quickly because the last thing we want is her to try and catch a killer snake and put herself in danger.
Katherine's home to some of the world's most venomous snakes. Reedy's job is to prevent them harming people. But he wants to rescue the snake too. It's dangerous work, but by catching it, he'll more than likely prevent it being killed by a nervous homeowner.
Hello?
Hi, come in.
How are you today?
Not too bad.
Oh, that's all right. You've got a snake?
Yes, a big nasty one.
Is it? Do you know what it is, or?
No, it was brown and it was long. That's
All right.
Now, Lizzie's no snake expert, but if it is a brown snake, she's got a potential killer in her shed.
So where'd you say it was, Lizzie?
It's just behind that cupboard in there.
Behind this one? We'll see what we can find.
I just came in the shed to feed the horses and noticed this head poking out from behind the cupboard and got a big fright. I've had a few snakes in here before. I normally ring Dave and he comes and rescues me.
One of the reasons he might have come into this food shed, like there's a lot of horse food in it that's lying around. So quite possibly chasing the mice or lizards or other food that might come in turn. Oh, there it is. It's actually a Pygmy king brown snake.
Don't let the name Pygmy King Brown fool you. They're small, at just over a metre long, but it's just as lethal as its bigger cousin and injects massive amounts of venom.
They're a very aggressive snake, quite often inflicting multiple bites, you know, and a highly toxic venom makes them an extremely dangerous snake. So there, as you can see, just his head behind the box there. So it definitely is a Pygmy king brown snake. Very highly poisonous, and a bite from one this size could definitely prove fatal.
The Ark Animal Hospital cares for Darwin's injured native wildlife. But native wildlife covers a lot of different creatures. On any day, 5 or 10 new cases come through the door, and they try to help them all. The latest casualty is going to need a lot of help.
This is a blue-winged kookaburra. It's an example of actually a lot of our wildlife. People find them on the road. They've been hit by a car, or their dog's got them, or their cat's got them, and they rescue them.
Australia has 2 kookaburra species. The laughing kookaburra is found mainly on the east coast, and the blue-winged live across the top end. Both have a cackling, laughing call.
He's broken his wing. It's quite yucky and not very nice in there, but Stephen's going to clean that all up and see whether we can't pin it and get him in a position where he will be able to eventually fly away. Okay, all set?
Knock him out. Yep.
This guy's not laughing now. He's in pain and frightened, and would soon die with that broken wing. Vet Stephen Carter will do his best to repair it, but will it be enough to save the kookaburra's life?
All right, so let's have a look at this wing.
In Catherine, Reedy's still trying to capture the deadly Pygmy king brown snake.
Don't even get that way. He's behind this. Yeah, you can see his body just down the side there.
This is no game. A Pygmy king brown bite is hemotoxic. That means it attacks blood and tissues. Untreated, it could kill Reedy in 6 hours.
If the snake was to come out, I'm in a pretty vulnerable position sitting right here, obviously in close proximity, and he's probably quite annoyed and agitated by now. So if I was to get bitten, obviously the first thing I'd do is apply first aid, and your first aid treatment for snake bite is a pressure or mobilisation technique. So what you want to do is wrap a bandage around, you know, the affected limb, you know, whether it be your foot, your hand, or something like that. And then once you've done that, pretty much stay immobilised. So you don't want to move too much. You just want to sit still, because the venom actually moves through your lymphatic system, not through your blood circulation. So the pump for that is actually moved around by your muscles. So the more you limit the movement of your muscles, the more effective. Here he comes, sorry. His head was about that far from my ear. One thing with snakes, like if you sit still, you know, they don't actually see you as a threat. So he'll quite happily move away and try and leave me here. And he didn't actually show one bit of aggression there, so he was quite happy just to move and try and escape and find another place to hide. So, all right, now we've got him in the open, we should be able to safely catch him and manoeuvre him. You're not doing it to me again. All right. So there you go. This is when the hard work really pays off. So although, you know, it's quite hot and we've been in here for a while trying to get him out of the shed. So there he is, about 1 metre long, a Pygmy king brown snake.
This breed was only discovered 5 years ago. People thought they were just half-grown king browns. In fact, they evolved as pygmies because they eat small lizards. A regular brown grows bigger because it eats more, mainly other snakes.
You can probably see those 3 sort of lines which go down behind his head, down along his back. That's actually a distinctive feature of the Pygmy king brown snake.
As fascinated as Lizzie is by that information, all she really wants is the snake gone. So Reedy's got one more job to do, find it a new home. In Darwin, Stephen's trying to save the blue-winged kookaburra's life. If he can't repair his broken wing, he won't survive.
So basically we've got 2 bits of bone that have been fractured. We've got 1 bit of bone there and 1 bit of bone there. So I'm going to push the pin through the first one until it gets all the way there. Then I'm going to realign them, and then I'm going to push the bone pin right through the middle, and so it stops them being able to wiggle and it holds them straight.
Birds' bones are mostly hollow. It makes them lighter for flight, but it also makes them delicate. If Stephen uses too much pressure, they could crack.
Okay, he's on 2 now.
There's very few textbooks, and everything is still in it's sort of frontier medicine in a way. And you can see that wing now is pretty stable.
The pin's threaded through his bones and the wound closed. The last step is to cut that pin to length. Unlike all the delicate work till now, this'll need a little muscle.
Bolt cutters.
And these little beauties?
Thank you. Just push that down. There we go. All right.
Okay, I'm switching you off.
Yeah.
The operation's over. Stephen's done his best, but will it be enough for the kookaburra to ever fly again? Boris the koala's life is on the line too. He's been moved into the radiation therapy room. They'll start by lining the machine up to accurately target the site of his tumour. The harmless red laser beams help them pinpoint the spot. He'll need several treatments, and they work by attacking the tumour with a beam of radiation. That interferes with the genes in the cancer cells, hopefully killing them.
Oh, it's okay.
For safety, everyone has to leave the room during the treatment.
Nail biting begins, to be honest. Like my child being in there. It is, yeah. It's funny how you feel about them and seeing them under such a big machine and they're by themselves, you really sort of get that, you know, loneliness aspect of it. So, yeah, it's just like watching your own child getting something nasty done to something good at the same time. I'm just going to check. Yeah.
The session's over. Now they're hoping to see signs of improvement, and they'll soon know the answer. X-rays will reveal if Boris's tumour has shrunk.
Wakey wakies.
blue-winged kookaburra's operation is over, but he hasn't woken from his anaesthetic.
Come on, mate. You can go.
Wakey, wakey.
I think the chances are reasonable. That wing certainly should heal. Unfortunately, living in the wild is quite difficult. Near enough is not really good enough. They need to be pretty much perfect.
Kookaburras mate for life. In the wild, they live in family groups and fiercely guard their own territory. Lisa's found they seem to enjoy company in captivity too, which will help this one as he recovers from his operation.
In recovery, they're actually quite happy to be sitting on a perch in captivity somewhere in an aviary somewhere, and it doesn't stress them. Whereas some animals would be stressed by that. They don't seem to stress over it, and so if they need to have a prolonged recovery, they can.
It will be at least 2 months before that wing is ready for flight. Then the pin will be removed and the search for a new home will begin.
We'd need to find an area where there isn't currently a resident family of kookaburras, because these guys are really a social bird, and if you let them go where there's somebody else, the other ones are likely to kill them.
The little kookaburra still has quite a journey ahead. Reedy's driven out of town to release the Pygmy king brown snake. He couldn't be happier.
Snakes are my ultimate passion, and I've loved them since a young age. So if I can save one snake or a couple of hundred a year and release them back into the wild, it's just a very rewarding process to know you've actually done something for the wildlife. It's a perfect habitat for them. I found them here previously. There's lots of rocks, open woodlands, perfect habitat, a lot of food source. These guys primarily eat on small lizards or dragons, and they're abundant through this area, and that'll give him a lot of food and give him the best chance to survive once we release him. These guys, they're really fast, and they can be quite aggressive and strike really, really quickly. So it's quite dangerous when you're catching the snake, but also releasing it. So although it's enjoyable and the best part of the job, you've still got to be really safe and cautious when working with any venomous snake. I'll release him here behind me, and hopefully he can, establish himself, adapt and settle into the new environment, nice and safe away from humans, where he can hopefully live out the rest of his life. There we go. Hopefully he'll live a happy and safe life here.
Come on, Boris. All better?
Boris's radiation treatment is over.
Thank you.
He's the first koala to ever receive this kind of human therapy to treat a cancer. But of course, the big question is, does it work? And from the X-rays, it seems it does. Boris's tumour is shrinking. It's great news.
Yeah, big snore. He's a boy. He's a boy. Thank you, everybody, again. We'll see you next Wednesday again for a smaller one again. See you later. Had some really good news. Boris's tumour has shrunk and it's gone down by 1 centimetre all the way around, which is fantastic. He's a good boy. They're actually talking about that we're actually killing the disease at the moment, and it's looking really good for him, and I think really good for koalas in the future, that going through this with Boris has maybe helped to save more lives. I feel like a proud mum at the moment. And he's snoring. He's good, aren't you?
It's now 3 months since the blue-winged kookaburra was brought into the ark with a broken wing. Lisa and Stephen operated to repair it, but success is never guaranteed. But today, it's good news all round. He's going to be released back into his home territory.
Hey, little fella. You ready to go? This looks like a good spot, little guy, hey? What do you reckon? Oh, look at that log. What do you reckon? Let's get you out, ready to go. It's all right. Look at you. All set.
The pin's been removed and the wing is completely healed.
Okay. Look at that. It looks nice, doesn't it? They've grown back very nicely, haven't they? Yes, they have. He's been in captivity for a fair while, but fortunately he's still fairly keen to not have us play with him, aren't you, hey? This is as close to his home range as we can get to release him to. He came from a spot not very far from here and very much like this. Hopefully his family will recognise him, although it's been quite a long time. They're a little bit territorial, so he may not stay here, he may move on to other better territories. Okay? Well, little fella, you ready to go? Okay. Got your feet ready? Ready? Fantastic. I'm really happy with that. He's flown really well. He's gone straight to the top of the tree, straight up to the next one. He knows what he's doing and where he's going, so I think that's a really good result. I don't think you could ask for anything better than to be able to release something that's been in care for so long and, you know, had such a dim prognosis, really. It would be really easy to give up on them when they first come in, but to see them sitting up there now and you know, able to fly and back in his home territory, you know, I don't think that you could feel any better than what I'm feeling right now.
In some people's eyes, I could understand if, you know, they thought I was a hero or a lifesaver.
It's a really good feeling to see them release and to know that every bit of effort was worth it.
He's eating really well, he's gaining weight, he's got attitude, you know, big snore.